Hi, it's Amy. Happy Thoughtful Thursday. So, the last few weeks we've been working together on our decision wheel, which is the process that we create great decision quality. And it's not too late to start. There's a link on here for you to download the sheet if you have not yet done that. So, we started with frame. What am I deciding? Then we moved to values. And that's two pieces. It's one, what is my noble purpose? Like, I love community. And how does that translate to like a clear metric? For example, what size school I want to go to might inform that community piece, or what community organization do I want to join? And finally, today we're on to alternatives and information. And we've been using my own decision that I've been wrangling with about my neck. So I injured my neck, and just thinking through this exploratory decision about how I can make a habit change to maybe support my neck more so that I'm supporting myself for long-term health with my back and neck. And so as I looked at alternatives this week, I thought, so what we want to do is clear the table. So what that means is I can say anything. Great. If I want my neck to be healthier, it's really clear my computer's causing a lot of the problem. Just that typing position we're all in. Driving, by the way, is like this. Cooking is like this. There's all these things that draw us forward, right? And so in alternatives, one alternative is to stop doing clarity fraction. Okay, but that really violates my passion and my noble purpose of creating community and really creating a decision revolution that empowers people to take charge of their own lives to create what they want. So that's out. But I'm going to put it on because sometimes there's a nugget in there that cues something else. So I could stop doing that. Number two, I could keep doing what I was doing and kind of ignore it. That doesn't seem useful because I'm still having symptoms, so that's not very useful. But then I started to unpack a little bit more and really brainstorm, like, gosh, I could offload a bunch of my work that requires me to be in front of the computer. Wait, how could I do that? Maybe there's some automations that I could use, like Microsoft Word. I can dictate and it'll type it for me. I could do more video emails. I could respond to any email any of you would send me with a video because I have that capability. That seems kind of cool. See how I'm starting to bust out new ideas? And then there's this dance with information. So I've talked to my physical therapist, and he's like, for every 10 minutes you're like this, you got to spend a minute like this, walking or stretching or doing my little exercises. All of those things help counteract that. So I'm starting to swirl about time. So if I'm offloading some of my work to an assistant who could maybe do website things and kind of those emails like this, those things that require me to be in front of a computer, I could really start to bust out my thinking about time as well. So something I've been coaching recently for a couple of students is about the idea of a Pomodoro timer. Like you set a timer for 15 or 25 minutes and you do like sprints in your day of like, I'm going to like sprint through this and then I'm going to take a 5 to 10 minute break and then I'm going to do another sprint. It's actually really effective. And so given that this gets irritated over time, that's also a cue. So I'm kind of thinking as I'm dancing between information and alternatives, see how I've talked to my physical therapist and it's pointed back to some alternatives that maybe I hadn't thought about before. So I'm really starting to think that maybe what makes sense is for me to make a habit change around the quantity of time that I'm in front of my computer or doing things like this, right? All those things. And how can I maybe do some more sprints instead? So I'm actually thinking that maybe one of my solutions to this exploratory problem, so I would test this one out, would be to start setting a timer so that I'm limiting and I'm seeing how much can I get done and how effective is that. That'll help inform me about how much I need to release, how much more, or how much I can take on. And I constantly have to read this, right? My neck and my hand and how that all feels. So hopefully this helps you. I'm getting a ton of clarity as I go through this. And just to remind you, there are decisions out there like mine that's a really exploratory decision. And it might apply to things like, what do I want to do after high school? Or for me, when my kids all graduated high school, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? You know, you kind of hit those phases all the time in your life as we age and come upon new seasons. So there's that kind of decision. And then there's a decision of like, I've applied to college. Which one do I want to go to? It's clear you'll make a decision, you'll act on it, and you'll follow through, right? So I'm in the exploratory space, but there is also the other space, and this is just as effective. So I hope this supports you. And there's another button on this email. If you missed it, I'm doing a family bias game Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. Click on it, sign up your family. Just say one attendee if it's for your family. And come join us to play a game. I think most of the people signing up have maybe 11 to 14-year-olds in their family that they'd like to support in seeing cognitive biases. Anyway, happy Thoughtful Thursday. I hope this helps you. Hit reply. Let me know what landed.